Following on from Azerbaijan and Georgia, Armenia was the last country on our tour through the Caucasus. Once over the border from Georgia, it was straight to Gyumri, Armenia's second largest city. It being June the 1st and International Children's Day, the city was buzzing with families celebrating the event. At the southern side of the city square is one of Gyumri's landmarks, the Holy Saviour's Church. Restoration work is still underway, following its rebuild after it was all but wiped out by the devastating 1988 earthquake. Many buildings in Armenia are built using a stone called tuff, spelt Tuff, which is mined in the highlands. It comes in several colours, Gyumri using mainly black with a contrasting reddish brown. This effect is quite unique and has given Gyumri the name of the Black City. What with the mild weather and the holiday atmosphere, eating outdoor was a logical choice. Leaving Gyumri, we headed further south to Yerevan, the capital of Armenia, stopping at the spiritual centre at Gyumri and the century-old monument Zvartnots. Gyumri is the seat of the supreme primate of the Armenian Apostolic Church. The huge complex of buildings include a library and a modern college and seminary. Most outstanding, though, is the 7th century cathedral, considered to be Armenia's oldest cathedral. It is built on the site of the original 4th century church, founded by Armenians' patron saint, Gregory the Illuminator. This followed the adoption of Christianity as the state religion, replacing paganism. Nearby are the ruins of Zvartnots Cathedral. Consecrated in 652, the building was designed to last 1,000 years, but succumbed to an earthquake after only 320 years. Zvartnots was noted for its circular exterior structure, unique in medieval Armenian architecture. It is believed to have had 3 floors, supported by internal piers and topped with a dome. We stopped for lunch at a large food store and were interested to see circular bread ovens built into the floor. Yerevan is known as the Pink City due to the colour of the stone commonly used on the buildings.
Hello.
It is the largest city of Armenia with a population of over 1 million. It is also one of the world's oldest continuously inhabited cities. Yerevan boasts more brandy distillers per capita than any other city in the world, including cognac. After a brandy tasting, we headed out to find a restaurant and to explore Yerevan by night. A short trip from Yerevan is Garni, a pagan temple built in the 1st century. It is the only temple that has been preserved from the pagan times in Armenia. It was devoted to the god of Mur, the sun god. The temple was restored in 1975 after being destroyed by an earthquake in 1679. It is the only standing Greco-Roman colonnaded building in the country. The site also includes Roman baths with a partly preserved mosaic floor. There are also the remains of a royal summer palace. From the temple, which sits on the edge of a triangular cliff, there are great views of the Azat River ravine and of the Gegem Mountains. You can also look down on the basalt organ pipes known as Symphony of Stones. Inscriptions on this birthday stone have led scholars to believe that the temple was built in 77 AD. Geghard is a medieval monastery that is partially carved out of the adjacent mountain and is surrounded by cliffs within the scenic Azat River Gorge. Some of the churches within the complex are entirely dug out of the cliff rock, while others are elaborate stone structures.
Monastery. Yeah, as I told them, family was
Geghard, or more correctly Geghardavank, means the monastery of the spear, referring to the spear which had wounded Jesus at the crucifixion. It was allegedly brought to Armenia by the Apostle Jude and stored with other relics in the monastery. While the main chapel was built in 1215, the monastery complex was founded in the 4th century, also by Gregory the Illuminator. Next, we went to a house where we were given a demonstration in making the traditional Armenian bread lavash. The bread is usually baked in a ground oven called a toner. Once the dough is rolled to the exact thickness, it is skillfully tossed in the air.
in general a clay to this oven, and we're starting to bake. As I told
Then
you,
it is stuck to the wall of the oven, somehow.
because we think that the fruit
Once it is baked, it is cut up into usable sized pieces.
bread. We make a sandwich like this. Spring onion, and we love also some tarragon or some basil.
Our guide Tigran showed us how the snack is prepared using cheese.
And we make a roll. It's a bit crispy, because of that it's getting cracked. This is the roll. Okay, so that is our table.
We soon got the hang of it. For the next batch, the oven is fired up and the flue is lowered back down. Now, back in the capital, we had a further look at some of the city's landmarks. Like Georgia, Armenia has its big mother too. Mother Armenia stands on top of a pedestal atop the military museum in Victory Park. Originally with a statue of Joseph Stalin, the monument was unveiled in 1950. In 1962, Stalin was removed, and in 1967 the statue of Mother Armenia was installed in its place. Another notable landmark is the spectacular Yerevan Cascade, a giant staircase made of limestone. The garden at its base features some larger-than-life figures, some by the artist Fernando Botero. Construction of the staircase started in 1971 and has been an ongoing project ever since. Beneath the 572 external steps are 7 escalators. From the top platform, there are unobstructed views of central Yerevan, and on a clear day, the iconic Mount Ararat appears in the background. Just before arriving at Khor Virap Monastery, we pulled over to get a view of the monastery with Mount Ararat in the background. The monastery is located in the Ararat Plain, close to the border with Turkey. This site is significant as it is believed to be associated with the birth of the Christian religion. The pagan king Tyrannus III had St. Gregory thrown into a dungeon because of his Christian beliefs. When the king became very ill, he was going mad, as a last resort, Gregory was retrieved from the dungeon to pray for the king. The king recovered, and in the year 301, Armenia became the first country in the world to be declared a Christian nation. Hence, the legend of St. Gregory the Illuminator began. Khor Virap, meaning deep dungeon, refers to the cell where Gregory spent 13 years, almost forgotten. Mount Ararat is the principal national symbol of Armenia and has been considered a sacred mountain. It is depicted on the coat of arms of Armenia, along with Noah's Ark. The mountain came under Turkish control during the 1920 Turkish-Armenian War. The dormant volcano has an elevation of 5,137 metres and last erupted in 1840. We then travelled along the Amagu River Gorge to the 13th century monastery Noravank. One of the advantages of visiting these monasteries was that it took you to marvellous parts of the country with amazing scenery. The monastic complex consists of 2 churches. The grandest of the 2, the Holy Mother of God, is known for its narrow stone staircase jutting out from the face of the building, which gives access to the 2nd floor. The ground floor contains some elaborate tombs. On the facade of the Serb Karapet church is a unique and rare representation of the large-headed and bearded God the Father. The complex also has several surviving carcars. Yerevan 2800th Anniversary Park extends out from Republic Square and was opened in 2019 to celebrate the 2800th anniversary of the foundation of Yerevan city. Also known as Vardanyan's Park, the spectacular park was a gift to the city by entrepreneurs Mikhail and Karen Vardanyan. The 30-jet water arch is popular with children, whatever their age. Today we're on the move again. Our first main stop at Lake Sevan, one of the largest freshwater high-altitude lakes in Eurasia, at almost 2,000 metres. The lake has significant economic, cultural and recreational value and provides some 90% of the fish and 80% of the crayfish catch of Armenia. The short cruise gave us a view of the peninsula that we were to climb to get to the monastery on top. It was quite a climb, but well worth it for the view. Sevan was founded in 874 by a princess Mariam. It was a very strict monastery, as it was mainly intended for monks who had sinned. A French explorer who visited there in 1830 wrote in shock of a regime restraining from meat, wine and women. This was our last day in Armenia and probably the last monastery we were to see for some time. We are now heading further north for the border with Georgia at Sadaklo. We had a short stop at Dilijan, sometimes referred to as Little Switzerland. An important resort town, it is also the home to numerous artists, composers and filmmakers. As we were flying home to Australia via Istanbul in Turkey, we needed to enter Turkey via Georgia, as the border is closed to Armenia. Once back in Tbilisi, Georgia, we had one night left of our unique and diverse Caucasus journey. And what better way to toast an amazing trip than in a restaurant with 8,000 vintages.